From the heart of Kansas City, we bring you Bob and Tom from Chiefs Kingdom. I'm Bob.
I'm Tom. No Buck tonight. He's still moving. Moving's a pain in the ass. So, I mean, I'd rather be here than doing that. I'm sure he would too.
I was going to see if you picked right up on it and said, when we're not fancy analysts.
Oh, but we've got just as many bad takes. More.
Hell yeah, we do. Hell
more.
yeah.
I tend to have more bad takes.
I don't know if we can compete with ESPN unless we're talking about other teams because we don't know those as well. But if you're wanting Chiefs, you're in the right place because we know more than ESPN and pretty much anybody on national media. Well, except for our boy. First things first. Blanking on his name. I have a signed.
Oh, Nick Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Nick Wright.
Yep. So Nick actually is the only one, but everybody else covers 32 teams in other sports. We know
That's
Chiefs
right.
better. But speaking of Chiefs, we got a crappy game coming up, man. We got like the toilet bowl of the toilet bowls, and I mean the Raiders are literally trying their hardest for that first pick. Like we've got unbelievable. Like we've got possible issues where the Raiders could actually lose draft picks. Like basically, lots of people talk about tanking, but tanking is illegal in the NFL. It is a punishable offense, and over the years, many teams have lost draft picks. The owner of the Dolphins offered the head coach $100,000 per game to lose games, and that came out because the coach told on him, and they lost draft picks. I mean, it is a thing you are not allowed to take, and Maxx Crosby really kind of threw a wrench in the Raiders' plans by what he did recently. Tom, you want to just give everybody an overview of like what happened?
Sure. So back on December 27th, the Raiders placed Maxx Crosby on injured reserve for the remainder of the season due to a lingering knee injury, effectively shutting him down for the rest of the season. Well, upset with the decision, Crosby reportedly left the team facility. And then the very next day, he posted Instagram stories showing himself playing basketball and jumping on a trampoline with his daughter. So widely, that's been seen as kind of a pointed message questioning like, well, how severe is this injury if I'm out here doing all of that, and expressing his frustration with the organization. So this has fueled quite a few trade rumors with insiders speculating that it could be the signal of the end of his Raiders tenure, despite his contract through 2029. So there's a list of potential suitors, and of course, he would be one of the hottest names out there in trade bait. But it sure would be cool to see him in a Chiefs uniform. I don't know that he would ever allow that to happen. We could probably offer him all the money in the world. He'd be like, oh, hell no. And I love that about Maxx Crosby.
I don't know, man. I feel like so early on, he definitely, it seemed like he wanted to be a Raider for life. And I've often made fun and said I wouldn't want him, but that was always just a lie. I mean, just because I thought there was no chance we could have him. But if we could have him, I would love to have Maxx. And Maxx has a pretty good relationship with Patrick Mahomes.
They do. They get along. I mean, even though his job is driving Mahomes into the ground, I mean, they're respectful of each other for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a cool story too about getting over alcohol addiction and all kinds of things. I mean, I didn't even know this about him until recently, and when all this happened, of course, I go research, and then I found out so much about him, and now I respect the hell out of him, and I like him, and I hate that. I try not to do that because I don't want to like other players on other teams. It's the same thing happened to me with Joe from the Bengals when I watched
Burrow.
when I watched quarterbacks. I was like, damn, I like Joe. Crap.
I mean, Joe Burrow is always seemed like a pretty cool guy. I like his swagger. I like his I don't really care attitude, and he's a hell of a quarterback. He just can't stay healthy. But it's hard to dislike Joe Burrow. It's hard to dislike Josh Allen. And I mean, even as a Chiefs fan, it's hard to dislike Maxx Crosby, except for you're just sure he's going to injure your quarterback.
Well, and he's definitely going to spark an investigation into the Raiders. I mean, he, you know, lingering issue or not, you can't lie. And if he's doing like pushback, jump backs, I don't know the actual basketball term because I'm not a huge basketball fan, but he's doing some like shots that definitely you need your knees for. And then jumping on a trampoline, definitely need the freaking knees, and like all the CLs should be intact if you're doing that. So this could be really dangerous for the Raiders in losing some upcoming picks, which is the whole reason they're trying to, not win. And I think they actually might be trying to take, whereas most of the time that just is not a thing. Like the Chiefs, for instance, could put Xavier Worthy on IR because it is something that should happen. Like he has a messed up shoulder that he needs surgery. But what that tells me is Xavier Worthy saying, no, I want to play. And the Chiefs are respecting that and letting him play. And that's what the Raiders organization is not doing for Maxx Crosby. And yeah.
Well, I mean, the biggest loss that they could suffer in this game is a win, because that will probably take them out of that number 1 draft pick. And of course they want that.
And if they lose, they have it for sure. Like it's just for sure.
So, I mean, however, it's still a rivalry game. At the end of the day, these are two teams that hate each other. Whether there's playoff implications, first round draft pick implications, they're still going to show up on the field and want to beat that team across from them. They do not like each other.
Yeah,
if this was any other game, if this was the Chiefs versus the Giants, I mean, the Giants are going to roll over. They're going to try to make it look like a game, but they're going to roll over. I don't know that the Chiefs Raiders is going to be like that. I think this is going to be a competitive game.
And that's the thing. I mean, that's why the Raiders probably put Maxx on IR, because they're like, because players, I don't care, man. I am almost positive. You can call me an idiot if you want, whatever you think, but players don't ever tank. Players do not tank at all unless they really are involved in gambling, and that's pretty rare, Like, so players do not try to take. It hurts them. It hurts them going forward. Like, they're not going to try to take for an organization that could get rid of them next year. You know what I mean? Like, and them trying to get Maxx out. Maxx wants to win against the Chiefs big time. So. Yeah, I agree with you. Both sides of the teams are going to be going for this, and I just think us as an organization, we're just better than the Raiders from top to bottom. As far as no, what's the word I'm looking for? Not trustworthiness, but honor in sports,
prestige.
Well, we're just
everything.
Yeah,
really.
like
I mean,
not etiquette. Well, I can't think of the word, but
my favorite thing, I want the Chiefs to win because that will break the tie and Andy Reid will become the winningest coach at Allegiant Stadium with a win on Sunday.
Of all time?
Of all time. He's tied.
What?
He's tied currently with Josh McDaniels. Not even Pete Carroll. Old Pete Carroll's not even in the conversation here. It's Josh McDaniels.
And we're talking all coaches, like
and
offensive coordinators, like everything.
Right. Yep. Andy Reid is tied with Josh McDaniels with 6 wins at Allegiant Stadium. So a win this weekend, and he's the standalone winningest coach.
How did he even play the Raiders that much before when he was in Philly? That's
He
That's
did.
a
It's
nut
only 6
stat.
wins. It's only 6 seasons that stadium's been open.
Okay, that answers me. Okay, that answers a lot. Okay. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's
winningest coach in
that's
the
how
Raiders'
much.
home stadium.
That's how much the Raiders have sucked for the last 6 years.
Yeah. But, I mean,
Wow.
you know what? So, there's something to hang your hat on at the end of the season when we're not going to the playoffs.
Wow.
You could still say that Andy Reid, winningest coach at Allegiant Stadium.
Wow. Dude, so you just made me think of something. Speaking of
Is the chat
stadiums,
on? First of all,
your
thanks
chat's
everybody
quiet.
for
Yeah.
joining us. I have not seen one comment in chat, so
No,
I
that's
don't know.
weird.
I don't know if Bob forgot to turn it on or not, or
Well,
maybe
we're
y'all
at
are
a
just
different time than normal. We've been off schedule, so and I only set it to go at about 2 hours ago. I only was when I got it set up. Sorry about the thumbnail, Buck. He doesn't have a computer at the moment set up, so I just kind of tried to put a thumbnail together, and it's definitely not my forte and not what I normally do on the podcast. I do a lot of stuff, but not that.
well, yeah. I mean, everybody's caught in a time warp right now. In fact, I saw a post yesterday on I think it was on Facebook that just said, "For those of you who need to hear this, it's Thursday." So it's been that kind of 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even realize this was like a work work day today. My wife got up and I thought she was coming back, and then I was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm going to work." And I was like, "Oh shit, I better go do some work." And I got up and made her breakfast, and then I got a recap out on my other channel. If you haven't seen Robin Hood, the new MGM Plus, it's awesome, dude. It's so good. It's Robin Hood the way it should have been done in the beginning, with like everything's kind of gray instead of black and white, good and evil. It's like everything's gray. It's like the sheriff you could even make a case that he's like one of the good guys. I mean, it's interesting and cool. It's really
Okay.
cool. Oh,
Noted.
hey, we got a comment here.
Oh, there we go.
What's up, HD Chiefs fan? Thank you for coming over and saying hi.
Oh, yes. So HD Chiefs fan says Andy Reid is the only coach to have won a Super Bowl at Allegiant Stadium as well. Yeah, I mean, he's got all the records over there at Allegiant Stadium. That's got to make Raiders fans happy. I do remember that, though, when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl there. And they're like, oh, that's really got to tick the Raiders off that the Chiefs are the ones to take home that first Super Bowl there.
Well, so speaking of stadiums, this is something I thought about just yesterday driving home. So you had made the joke, at least at the time, I thought it was a joke, right? You had made the joke that the new Chiefs Stadium in Kansas is going to rival SoFi. And I was like,
No, I didn't say it was going to rival SoFi. I said that the developers of SoFi are based out of Kansas City. And so I can see them being involved. Now, will
maybe it
anything
was.
ever rival SoFi? That's a hard that's a tall hurdle to jump over. But
Well, it got me thinking. Okay. So I thought you had made a joke that it was going to do it, but maybe that was the title that AI came up with the clip that I did for that.
that's what gets me in trouble.
Well, AI thought that you were saying that, but either way, it got me thinking. I was driving, I was like, wait a second. We're putting $4 billion into this stadium in Kansas. Well, what did SoFi cost? I went and looked it up. SoFi cost $5.5 billion. And I was like, wait a second though. $5.5 billion in LA is like $2.3 billion here.
Yeah.
If we're going by like house prices and development prices.
Did you adjust for inflation?
Adjusting for inflation does put it at $6.5 billion, but still, like, it's well over double the cost to build anything in LA as opposed to here. So I
Sure.
thought to myself, wow, dude, we are going to make a state of the art, probably the best stadium in the country based on just how little they have to spend to build here. I mean, if you look at a $400,000 house here, and then you look at you take that same exact house, you put it in California, that is a almost $4 million home. Like,
Yeah,
that's the difference.
it's a little apples to oranges. To
It's
build a
definitely,
Walmart in California isn't necessarily that big of a difference from building a Walmart in Kansas City.
it
Housing
is,
a much different situation.
but it is just
But
based on, think of all the people you employ to build it.
of course,
That
I
is
mean,
what huge,
of course.
huge thing.
I'm not saying
So,
it doesn't have an effect. I'm just saying that the
yeah.
housing market, I mean,
Yeah,
desire to
it's,
live in
yeah,
a place
but
definitely influences
just
that price quite a bit more.
everything here is cheaper. Down to car
Yeah,
insurance.
yeah.
Like, I remember when I came back from Colorado and came back to Kansas and redid my insurance, I was like, wow, my insurance just dropped to 25% of what it costs in Colorado. That's unreal. Because when people talk about cost of living, everybody thinks about the house, but they don't think about everything else that's
Oh,
actually
everything.
crazy. Like gas. Like gas, dude, you guys in LA, that shit sucks. Like, we're over here at
Oh, yeah.
what, 250 a gallon or whatever? Like, you guys are at like 520. Like, that's nuts. Absolutely, so it's just,
Oh, it's everything. It's an
we're
extra
gonna
50 cents a
have
cheeseburger at McDonald's. I mean, everything is more expensive out there. But
so
back to the
this is
main
gonna be
point,
a
though.
badass stadium. That's all I wanted
Yeah,
to say, is I just didn't think about that part of it, you know. So interesting.
yeah. I think the stadium's obviously going to be badass. That's the point, right? I mean, they're not going to build it just to be like, well, here's a place where they can maybe have a football game. So,
We got Kevin Capel. Why can't the Chiefs simply forfeit the game and stay home, get a better draft pick, and sabotage the Raiders' #1 pick? Now, that's the only thing that makes me like, sabotaging their pick is worse than beating them in this situation. But it's just integrity. That's the word I was looking for earlier. The Chiefs
oh,
or organization, in their integrity, there's no way they're going to let that happen. Like, the integrity of the game matters, and it's up to all 32 teams to to do their part to keep the
uphold and
league,
maintain that integrity. Sure.
yeah, to maintain that and make it a good league. And so that's why they can't do it. Like, it the point, you play to win the game,
Also, if the
and
Chiefs
that's the
forfeit,
bottom
then I mean,
line.
we're going to end up losing out on a draft pick too. So who really loses there? I mean, at the end of the day, let the Raiders have a #1 draft pick. I mean, they're just going to screw it up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, what was the one, Purple Drank? Who's the guy that got? That's all I remember from him. Don't remember his name, but I remember he got in trouble for Purple Drank.
I don't remember. I mean, did they draft Jamarcus Russell?
Yep, Jamarcus Russell, and then he got in trouble. He liked that Purple Drank, which was like a
Scissor?
mixture of all kinds of weird
Yeah.
stuff,
I
and cough
remember
syrup, and
one of my favorite things ever was back when I was on tour. We went into a Walmart and I was just browsing through the toy section and they had all those remember those NFL figures that they came out with, and they had what were those called? I don't remember. They were really detailed,
I know what you're
really
talking about. Yeah, they had it for baseball and everything.
yeah, but the
Yeah.
NFL figures, they had a whole row of them. There was Drew Brees and Tom Brady and all of this, and the only one with a clearance sticker was Jamarcus Russell. And I almost bought it just to make fun of Raiders fans. So I thought it was hilarious. But
Oh, what were those called? I had a ton of those when I was a kid. They were called Ugh.
Starting lineup. Thank you,
Thank you,
Klopstad, for the
chat.
win.
Thank you, chat.
Starting lineup.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, we're just we're not gonna throw, and even if you try to throw, it's almost impossible because, like I said, Miami, the owner got in trouble for offering $100,000 all damn loss to the head coach. And the head coach was like, "F you, dude." Like, you'd have to have a sleazy organization from top to bottom, players included. And then you'd have to, the players you included on that, you'd have to promise them better pay. I mean, it would be so hard to actually, do that. Like, and then, like, any coach, any head coach that would do it would lose the respect of like any coach below him when he's like, I want to do this. And they're like, why do you want to do this? It'd have to be an extremely intelligent human being to be able to do it without being noticed. And it just doesn't happen.
It's just dirty.
But HD Chiefs fan has been on this for a bit, but he says, I can't wait to hear from all the people that already complain about the price of a game ticket at Arrowhead once they see what it costs in the new Dome Stadium. And you know what? They're real close to Johnson County, buddy. Real close to Johnson County. One of the top richest per capita counties in the nation. I don't know if it's still top 10. I don't know if it's still, it used to be number 1 for years. I mean, if you drive through Johnson County, it's just absolutely absurd. All these houses, like, where do these people come from? And it's because ex-NFL, ex-MLB players, all kinds of ex-famous people come here to live afterwards to raise their kids.
It's true. Yeah. A lot of players, I mean, they move here to play for the Chiefs and then they end up staying. So,
and not just Chiefs. I mean, tons of other teams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
true.
nuts. Yeah. Like, this is just one of the, like Johnson County has a lot of money, but at the same time, I get what you're saying, and it is going to be pricey, especially because of the way that they're going to pay for it with the bonds. I mean, that whole district's going to be more expensive, and so yeah, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. I just hope, like Tom and I talked about last week, like just seeing all the Chiefs fans show up, on Christmas. I just hope that can stay the way it is, and the prices, could be like, hopefully they'll be able, because they're having so much more premium seats, hopefully those can like help push cheaper tickets to the the third section, like, you know what I mean, like hopefully that can help.
We'll see.
To
tickets go up
that.
every year. I mean, we'll see. I have a feeling that a lot more people are going to bitch about the price of parking than they are tickets. So
dude, parking's already like $60 or something.
It's a racket,
like that.
Man. It's crazy. There is a good point that was made.
Witchy.
Kind of going back to draft picks, but Witchy had a good point saying that the Raiders have had great pick position for years, which is true. But the Chiefs getting a mid-round for the first time in a decade is huge. And I mean, I'll do you one better, Witchy. To have a top 10 pick for the Chiefs is kind of exciting. It's something to look forward to.
Hold on. I don't know. So I have this in the notes somewhere. So right now we're projected to have somewhere around 12 to 15.
Now,
if we lost this game, I think that would push us to 10, possibly 10 or lower.
I had seen that we were positioned somewhere around 9.
Wrong.
So
really, what's the current?
Now I could be wrong. I haven't looked this week, but after the past weekend, that was kind of the talk that the Chiefs were looking around the 9th pick. Buck, I see you there in the chat. We miss you too, man. Finish moving so you can come and hang out with us.
So right now, NFL.com has us sitting at 10, but Cincinnati could lose to the Browns. Like, I know that sounds silly, but they are 6-10, and dude, Shador's looked pretty good since coming in. Like, the Browns have actually been different, and then like there's a whole lot of 6-10. Like, there's New Orleans, like Miami. If Miami loses, like, which they definitely have a possibility against the Patriots. Like, I don't know where that puts us at that point, but it's crazy to see just how the Rams are this year. That's nuts.
Sorry, I'm scrolling and looking.
Yeah. And then,
yeah. Okay.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
Tampa Bay is going to be playing their heart out because they have a chance to actually make it in at 8-9 if they win. Like, it's a lot's going to depend on this. But currently, right now, you're right. We are sitting at number 10, which would be cool. Yeah. Because after last week and everything's over, we moved up 2 spots, which is where I was looking at 12.
Oh, the Dolphins are playing at the Patriots. So if we end up winning this game, then we'll have the same record as the Dolphins also.
Yeah, it's just like, I think that like losing it would help us by like 5 picks almost. But that's just not in their genes. I mean, it's just, what sucks is that they're going to come out and play better than they've played all year. You just want to be like, hey, Reed, just let Nagy call the plays all game. Just let him call the plays all game. And then we have a chance. So you say there's a chance to lose.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be the last time. So,
I mean, dude, it is Oladokin. Like, a lot of people are really high on him, and I'm like, guys, for what he had to do, he played his heart out. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is not our guy. If Mahomes can't start week 1, come on, guys, this is not our guy, right?
I don't think so. In fact, I've seen some chatter about probably you bring back Carson Wentz for a game or two if you have to have somebody cover the first couple games. I mean, he knows the system. He's been in the building before.
I still think Gardner.
So
I still think Gardner bits you, though.
I don't know. I mean, really, it's a lateral move from Carson Wentz to Gardner Minshew. It's the same thing. I mean,
what has a cool mullet and drives,
I don't care about cool mullets and Trans Ams in game 1. Now, I do when we're out of the playoffs. I think it's awesome. But game 1, I don't care about that stuff. I care about the W.
I care about that. I mean, he's in Wyandotte County now, so Whiskey Tango. Mississippi mud flaps right there.
That's right. He got that Kentucky waterfall going on.
Oh, shit. All right, what do we got here? Buck says, nice hats, Bobbert. Oh, Bobber. I've never been called Bobber. Bobbert, Booby, Bobberino.
He must mean you. I'm not wearing a hat.
Bobber. Yeah, this is actually a custom hat. Anybody who wants a hat like this, after this is over, not in chat because I can't answer it right now, but leave a comment and I will send you to the site to have a custom hat of your own. You can choose whatever you want, whatever kind of rope you want on the top, whatever. You want a certain number on the side, you want a number on each side, she can make it happen. So leave a comment on the video afterwards and I will answer you and let you know where to go for one of these cool hats.
He's never offered that up to me, so you guys take advantage of it.
I'm trying to get comments in the, you gotta work hard for those, especially on the live streams, because everybody gets in, talks in chat, but then that doesn't help your video go to other people after the live stream.
That's true.
Oh yeah, and then we got this. Yep, Tom got his new Christmas presents.
Yeah, this was a Christmas present from my in-laws. I opened it up and pulled this out and was like, well, that's amazing. And they're like, yeah, maybe you could use it on the podcast. I was like, well,
That's
yes,
awesome. That's
yes,
awesome.
maybe I could.
All right, what else we got here?
No hair hat yet, Tom. Klopstad, knock it off.
Josh was saying something about offset costs, like they did in Atlanta for concessions. I mean, the whole district's gonna be having a sales tax added, like to every place, like to the different fast food places, everything, parking, whatever, right? So, yeah, I don't know. This is the bonds thing hasn't really worked out a lot,
It's
really anywhere.
no.
So I don't know enough about it to really talk about it. All I can tell you is it doesn't have a great track record. So that's a little bit of a problem there. But I mean, I still wouldn't mind it. Like, is there still for sure no possibility that it's going to be at the Sprint Center?
What's going to be at the Sprint Center?
The Arrowhead.
Arrowhead at the Sprint Center?
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the locations that they were scouting for.
That they would tear down the Sprint Center and build?
No, there's actually plenty of room without even tearing it down. And I didn't believe it either, but Mel corrected me in the car. She was like, well, actually, there's double open land over there than the Chiefs currently have with parking and everything at Arrowhead. I was like, no shit. So like then you already have the town built in with town center. And then have you seen that new place right across from town center? Right across Knoll from town center. I went to town center for the last episode of Stranger Things, which also was badass. It was
are you talking about the F1 place?
It's like there's go-karts, there's all
Mario
kinds of
Andretti's F1. So I went to one
Yeah.
of those in Orlando, and I'll tell you, it is fun as hell.
Dude, it's open. I was like, it feels like they just started building it. And I'm like, we were at the Stranger Things and we left there, and that's a whole nother story. Like, dude, Stranger Things, where they played it like 10 theaters at a bunch of different movie theaters, and it sold out everywhere. Mel and I went. It was like we went back in time a decade, and it was a Saturday night at the movies. The lot was packed. You couldn't find a parking spot. There was lines out the door to scan your ticket. There was lines to get concessions. It was literally like a real movie theater. They need to do that with more season and series finales. But when we left, we saw that that's open, and we're like, whoa. But like, if you put it there, I mean, there would be a ton of shit around there that's already built.
I think they're holding that for the Royals right now. So
I think it could be. Like, it could be. And yeah. But I just didn't know if that was out because when the Chiefs talked about it, they didn't say for sure a spot. The president said, well, we have a handful of locations that we still have not made a final decision on. So that made me wonder, like, I don't know if it's for sure Wyandotte County, because this is a statewide push to get the Chiefs.
Based on how they've mapped the star bonds and taxes and whatnot that will be applied, not necessarily the taxes. I know they keep coming out and being like, there's not going to be any new taxes. Well, let's be honest.
Yeah, there's not going to be any new. Yeah, there's going to be taxes. It's just sales taxes. It's not the same taxes that Jackson County was going to do.
The way that what they mean when they're still looking at multiple locations is it really, I don't know who knows the legend area that well, but you have the division of I-70, 435, and then 110th Street and State Avenue and Parallel. Like that's kind of your grid. And it's where around there is the space going to allow that it makes the most sense. I'm sure they're going to want to keep it close to Legends so that it's more of a walking destination instead of, a mile down the road would be about the max that they would want to be away from Legends. That way you can utilize it for, entertainment and dining and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, if they put it at the Sprint Center, the traffic for games would just be atrocious. Plus, then our whole neighborhood over here would be just flooded with those little scooters.
Oh, you got to stop saying Sprint Center. You mean Sprint Campus.
Campus, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
And you're wrong on both. It's the T-Mobile Center and the T-Mobile campus now. Sprint's gone. They died years ago, but there's a big difference.
But hey, I still call it Sandstone. Remember, we went on this. It's still Arrowhead, still Sandstone. It's still Sprint.
That's why I was so confused when I was like,
Sprint Campus. My bad.
You think they're going to tear down the Sprint Center and just put it right down there in the middle of downtown? No.
Sprint Campus in Overland Park. But even if the Royals come there, we're going to have those little scooters everywhere. Cuz like people when I went to what's the Seattle team? Mariners, right? Is that the Mariners?
Yeah.
I went to a Mariners game when I was in Seattle this last year, and everybody rides the little scooters in, and everybody rides the little scooters out. Like we took a scooter in, and we took a scooter out. The little ones you play, the birds.
Yeah, birds, or I think Lyft has one now too, and I think there's multiple companies that are doing the scooters, but they're fun as hell.
Oh, hell yeah. Although we had a Super Bowl party last year. I don't know if you heard about it. And one of our friends, Brandon, it's about, 6'7", 350 pounds. He was riding and he tried to do a jump off a curb and he hit the gas, but he did the wheelie and he went and his leg was sideways and we had to stop traffic, get the ambulance there. This was like 40 minutes before the Chiefs game started. It was horrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you definitely need to be safe on those.
Ride at your own risk. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like that would be, the traffic would be just absolutely horrible here. That's why we think that over there, it'll be way better because you could actually plan and build accordingly. Whereas here, it would be an absolute mess, worse than it is over there right now.
But over there, you also have access from two major highways. Out here, you have to get off the highway and then head south to get to the T-Mobile campus or the Aspira. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
but to get out there, you have to get off the highway and still go a little ways to get there. I mean, it's going to be the Legends area.
Yeah, you're saying the same thing I am. It would be more of a nightmare than it currently is at the Truman Complex. Yeah. It would be absolutely horrible. And it would impact my life. I guess it wouldn't really, because I'm going to be always either at home watching the games, so I can do the podcast after.
I mean, it would be my final reason to never go to Town Center. But
the best sushi place is there, and it's not the one you're thinking of. It's actually in Town Center. I forget the name of it.
Oh,
it's right by it's right by the cookie place.
It's right by the X Golf place.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but Blue Chip Cookies is literally next door to it. It's the best sushi place on earth.
It is really good.
So good.
But enough about
Sushi House.
Enough about Town Center and Mario Andretti and the Stranger Things finale. Let's talk. Let's talk about.
It was fun.
Actually, I mean, that's what happens when it's Chiefs Raiders. Neither team playoff implications on the lot. Nothing. I mean, that's where we're at, guys.
Yeah. I mean, but that's fine, dude. It's starting to bug me with like everybody, and we've talked about it. I don't want to really talk about it again, but everybody's just so damn spoiled. Like I'm listening to KCSN, and like half of those guys at KCSN were barely, through puberty. when the Chiefs weren't good. And they're just talking about how it's piss poor, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, dude, you don't even know what you've lived through. You've lived through something uncanny and impossible. It's especially for a small market team. Like, just what are you talking about? Like, it's fine. We're gonna give the guys some rest, relaxation. It's all good.
It sucks, but I mean, as for right now, it's just a one-off. Now, if the same thing happens next year, I'll change my tone quite a bit on this thing. But for right now, this is just, a little chip in the armor. That's all it is. And then we reload, we get ready for next season, and we go. So,
speaking of reload, I got a question for you. Should we trade McDuffie?
I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I mean, if you could put Williams at the corner and bring McDuffie into the slot, do you trade him? I mean, are you gonna have a better 1-2 right there in your secondary? Do you think you're going to be able to have the same level of talent there? Now, I mean, now granted, Williams still a little bit new, and the jury might still be a little bit out, but I'd say the guy's pretty darn good, my opinion.
Noel's gonna be a hawk, man. Like I've been saying it all year.
But doesn't that make you think of Snead and McDuffie?
Well, but the problem is that McDuffie, when he was destroying it, he was playing majority the slot, and
that's why I'm saying if you have Williams on the outside and you have McDuffie in the slot, if you trade McDuffie, are you going to be able to find somebody of that quality to come in and do what you would need him to do?
No, I mean, I think McDuffie's the best slot quarterback I've seen over the last decade. And my problem is that if you would have asked me at the start of this year, I would have said for sure, sign McDuffie. But over this last year, I've really noticed that he doesn't want to play the slot. And that's a problem. Like, not because of, and I'm not saying I noticed this because of what, Spags has played him at, or what, Dave Merritt actually, who probably was the one that actually had the call, played him at. But it's because in multiple interviews, he's talked about how he'd prefer to play the outside. And if that's the case, do we want to pay him
no.
for that type of, like, even if he's willing to take, $30 million a year, right? Like, I don't know that it's worth it if he's, grudgingly playing slot, like if it's just, it's rough, man. Like it's really rough. And, he got hurt this year too. Prior to this year, my point would have been like, he's never been hurt. And that's a huge thing, but he got hurt. Like, and I know it happens to everybody, but when people don't miss games, I take notice, and that like really factors in. Carl Loftus comes to mind.
Yes.
Everybody bitches about that, but that dude don't miss a game, and that dude is a really good all-around defensive end. He's not a awesome pass, edge rusher, but he is an all-around badass player. So I just don't know if you could get a first round for McDuffie.
I don't know
that puts us with two
firsts this year. But I mean, I'd say if you can get a first round, then yeah. I mean,
he's played well for us. He's done a good job, but I just don't think that I don't think he wants to be in the slot. And we've saw, like, he can stand up on the outside with the majority of wide receivers in the league, but the top 10 that are tall, he can't. And that's a problem. And it's a problem that we just, as a Super Bowl winning team, we can't overlook. And
I agree.
Yeah, and so yeah, I feel like you could really like, and then on top of that, what about Rice? What about Rishi Rice?
I don't
Would you
know.
trade him?
I saw a really interesting tweet the past couple days. I don't know if you saw this or if anybody in chat saw this, but Tyreek Hill said, Happy New Year to everyone, especially the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, he's been with his tweets. He's been asking to come back to Kansas City for like the past 2 years now with his cryptic tweets.
Oh, yes.
But
So, I mean, he wouldn't be what he was, but he also would be better than most.
Yeah, well,
So,
as long as he's happy with the fortune that he's made and he just wants to come back to win and takes a team friendly deal, I'll take Tyreek. But if not, I don't want you, bro.
yeah. Oh, agreed. I mean, it can't be expensive. That's 100%. However, I mean, I don't know. Rice, jury's still out, I'd say. The guy, I mean, he was hurt, he was suspended. I mean, those neither one of those are good, and he had both of those. But if he
Well,
can stay healthy, I still think he's a threat. He had some key drops and key moments this year, but I'm not just going to focus on that because I've seen what else he does. His yards after catch are ridiculous. His route running's good. He's quick. He's shifty. He's good size. Like I don't have a problem with Rice really.
I don't right now, but I'm just saying if he's like with the trouble that he has gotten in, and I know he's done a lot. Like I've even been a proud, proud of him for like how he's come from what he's done, and I've been a defender of him and been like, hey, he's done everything, but still having that ever even on your resume at all tells me I'm gonna have stipulations in your contract that talks about if you get in legal trouble, it takes us out of having to pay you. And I
Sure.
mean, honestly, that should be in everybody's contract because if you're in
I
the NFL,
100%
you
agree.
shouldn't be getting arrested. It just shouldn't be happening. You are role models to kids. You're making millions of dollars. Like it is not just about what you do on the field. It's about what you do off. And those are very important things. You guys are shaping young children. There's no excuse for it, and like I said, I am all about second chances, but I don't know if I'm about like giving people guaranteed money when they've already screwed up quite a bit. And also the injuries are on top of that. I don't know. It's
Klofstad says that's called a normal job. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, they do need to be held accountable. He has been held accountable. I'm really not in any concern with him, to be honest with you. In fact, I would be more concerned of Tyreek coming back and doing something stupid off the field than I am of Rice
yeah,
doing
I
anything else
I
stupid off.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
And then, I got to give this up to Klofstad as well. As for Tyreek, he's got one leg now.
He's
Yeah,
still faster than, at
but
least
they
half the
build
league.
him to be faster, stronger.
Bionic leg.
I mean, yeah, he could still beat me in a one-legged race. So, and I'd use both legs. So he'd probably still win.
Oh yeah, dude, with his ups, like he could just hop. I mean, put him before he got hurt, put him in a potato sack race against me right now, and he would win. Now maybe in high school, maybe not, because I was definitely very, very fast then, but he'd beat me now.
Well, here, So Weston Brewster gave us a list here. So do you trade Rice, Chris Jones, or McDuffie? And I'll just say on that list, honestly, I would say Chris Jones.
And see, I say no way.
I think that you can still get a little bit more
What do
than
you think
he's
you could
worth.
get for Chris? I don't think you could get much.
I think you can. I think when you've got
And
that,
we take such a big cap hit.
I think Aaron Donald could come back into the league and people would overpay for a season to have him on their D line.
I asked for it that when we were starting this year out. I was like, can we get
Right?
Aaron Donald on the phone or something?
And I'm not saying that Chris Jones holds that same prestige, but I mean, if you could trade him and get something good for him, and really that's what it comes down to with any of those three. I mean, do you trade either of them? Well, it depends. What do you get back? I mean, that's the most important part of a trade. I mean, are the Chiefs willing to trade any of the three of them? Yeah, but what are they going to get back? I mean, everybody's essentially on the trade block, always, except for maybe Mahomes. But I mean, it really depends on what the return is.
Yeah, I just man, Chris Jones, dude, I was one of the, I'll call myself. I'm not gonna call anybody else, but I was an idiot when Chris Jones was holding out. I was one that was adamant about just let him go. And I was extremely pissed. Like, this happened after I saw him attend the game the first week and still be holding out and not come in and play. And this was also before I did the podcast and really understood how few people get paydays in the NFL. I was very uneducated. I thought everybody just, was set for life afterwards. And that is not the case. And I was very wrong. And so I was one of the ones that was like adamant about let him go. And then I really realized the error of my ways. And then really, I don't know, man, he's a staple. Like he is to me just like a Travis Kelce or just like a Mahomes. Like I feel he deserves to be here until he wants to leave. And I know he's struggled a bit this year, but I think that's the coaches. That's not him. When he was awesome, he was playing low 80% of snaps. That was when he was younger. And in the last 2 years, we've played him over 95% of snaps. That's not fair to him. And like you've seen the games where he doesn't have to come in like that, he dominates. And maybe I'm off because I literally love the human being he is now. And
I do too. I like Chris Jones quite a bit.
But it's not to the point of like Pacheco, get him out of here. Like, I love his human being too. I'm just saying Chris Jones is not Pacheco, and he's earned his stripes here. And I watched him all through training camp. This last off season, he's the last one there. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, all right. Feel like he is a leader on the team and a monster.
You swayed me. I didn't bring in the sentimental value. So, but I mean, I'm looking at it.
I also don't think we'd get more than a fifth for him.
Well, then, I mean, that tells you.
I mean, if we could get a first, I might be like, I love you, Chris, but that's a first, bro. But I don't think we can get a first. And that trading him for a fifth would hurt me a lot more than trading Tootie for a fifth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay, then I don't know. He's still my pick of those three. Sorry. I want to see him be better next year.
But for what pick? Like, if you're talking trade him,
it depends. I mean, honestly,
like, what's the lowest pick you would take to trade him? And also take into account
because that's crazy. Because I would say a second. I would say you give us a second round pick.
Get a second. I mean, honestly, I don't think Brett Veach could turn that down. That's the thing. Like, that's absolutely crazy for a 32-year-old.
And that's
guy that
what I
hasn't
would be
shown it the
looking at
last
is
2
that if you can
years.
replace him with somebody who can be I don't know that anybody can be as efficient. I mean, he's gonna go on the Ring of Honor, but if you can get younger, get faster, then
So
that's the goal.
you have to take into account too, though. Hold on, let me pull it up here. KC Chiefs 2026.
And which
Okay.
I agree with you. Other teams do scheme to triple team Chris Jones. And I mean, it has a huge impact on the defense, but that's the other frustrating part is that, God, so many other guys should be getting home.
Well, the problem is that, okay, so basically, if we did trade him, there'd have to be some sort of deal with the other team taking on some stuff because we would take a dead cap of 64 million. Now we could
That's right. Yeah,
we could push those out in void years and not take it all at them once, but the Chiefs don't like to use void years.
Never mind. I take that all back. He just it would be expensive as hell.
Oh yeah, it'd be a huge dead cap.
Yeah, because they pretty much signed him for life.
Yeah,
so that he can retire a Chief.
Yeah, basically, like that's basically. So, I mean, you'd have like getting a 5th round pick would be rough. I mean, it would just be absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and I really don't think anybody's going to give you anything for a 32-year-old Chris Jones.
No, I doubt it too. That's why I said a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, but I mean,
his have to be a 2nd round pick, and I'd be like, bye, Chris.
Yeah, his dead cap is almost the same as if we dropped Mahomes next year. Like, it's just there's so much wrapped in there. You can space it out. That is a thing, but it'd be like it wouldn't be as bad as like the Browns are dealing with their quarterback, but it'd still be pretty substantial to. But either way, though, I think he's earned it. And I think if we keep him lower in the snaps, we're going to really, really see a lot more from him. Like,
hold on,
need to
because
space it out.
You brought up the Browns quarterback situation, and that reminds me, every time anybody brings up anything that has to do with him, I have to give a shout out to all those stupid Chiefs fans that when we drafted Mahomes was like, we could have had Deshaun Watson. And I just want to remind everybody that, yeah, sure. We could have had Deshaun Watson. Y'all happy? Do you think anybody that's ever had Deshaun Watson is happy? Good Lord. The Browns are going to be paying for Deshaun Watson for what they get him on a 60-month, 72-month payment plan. I mean, good God.
Unreal. But Brian Parent in chat. What's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Rightly corrects me. It was a 4th round pick that we got for Tootie. Snead was the 5th round pick. I can't believe I mixed that up because a 4th round is way better. I think maybe it's because we used the 4th round to move up somewhere. I don't know. Weird. Yeah. But nope. Sorry. My bad. We got a 4th round for Joe Tootie. My bad. But what do we got here from Weston Brewster? Okay. Weston Brewster says, I think McDuffie gets traded just because his size and the Cowboys game really exposed him with his lack of size, and Veach won't pay 70 to 80 million for an undersized corner.
Right on both cases. In fact, it was after the Cowboys game that we really started focusing a lot of the conversation around the trading of McDuffie. That game did expose him to everybody, I think.
And what sucks is he's a consummate professional too. I mean, people in the organization, when they drafted him, they said, we can tell you right now we're keeping him and we're actually going to re-sign him. But
it's a bummer.
I feel like
I've got my McDuffie helmet right here that he signed for me just a few months ago. Got to meet him. Super nice guy. Nice. You got one too?
But not McDuffie.
Who's that?
You tell me.
Was that the guy in the wheelchair?
It's Patrick Mahomes.
The wheelchair guy?
I knew it. I just got this for Christmas from a friend who used to work for the Chiefs.
That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah. He's like, well, I don't have any authentication, but I can tell you that I was there when he signed it. Just kind of like I was there when Tamba signed this.
Nice.
It's like if you're there, it just means so much more. And like I'm never gonna sell it, so I don't give a shit about certificate of authenticity and all that. But yeah, I think McDuffie, because of the way things have gone, and I think they probably thought that even though he was smaller, he was going, because he was so good, he was going to just be a diamond in the rough, somebody who is shorter that can cover every corner in the league. And I just don't think that panned out, and we saw that this year. And unfortunately, the Chiefs training staff or the Chiefs coaches exposed him to that. Like, I mean, having him as the slot and having Noel on the outside, and then having Jalen Watson or what's his name, Christian Fulton, I'd be fine with, but they just don't seem to want to do that. Real quick here, Palmer's from Twitch says, Bob, do you still do the WoW podcast? No, I don't. Not until Classic WoW, but this is a Chiefs one, so can't talk about that too much. But there's a final episode that says if and when I'll be back, and there's stipulations.
Ooh.
All right, what do we got here? Gun checking coupons. I don't know what that means. They basically guaranteed 90% of Watson's contract. What does that mean?
Because I was talking about
contract.
What a mess that was. Just anybody who's been involved with Watson, and then the Browns. I thought we were talking about Jalen Watson. Sorry, like this comment came in before we talked about it. Okay, all right. Deshaun Watson. My bad. Yeah. Well, I mean, guaranteed money is really screwing the NFL. I mean, you look back at Peyton. I mean, Phillip Rivers is the one who screwed us, who started this whole bullshit going. And then the one who really cemented it was, and it wasn't the player, but was, what's his name for the Saints? Drew Brees?
Brees. So both products of the freaking Chargers. Yeah, Brees, and then the Saints GM realized he could start using void years and start pushing, kicking the can down the road, and all of a sudden now people are trying to do the same things and screwing themselves completely. It's just the guaranteed money, I think, sucks. But if you're a player, you're going to definitely want that. But I think if you're not playing for the organization, it really sucks. And I know injuries suck, but dude, you're gambling. Like you're playing at the highest level, gambling for millions of dollars. That's the way the ball bounces. Like, all I can say is all of you mostly are getting top-notch college educations. So maybe you should pay more attention during college and have yourself a plan B. And I'm not going to feel sorry for you because, I never had your plan A. So I'm just saying, let's make the game better by not doing all these guarantees, because I'm not a fan of that at all. Now, medical paid for, I'm definitely down for, if that's just across the board, across the NFL. Like, if you get hurt for an organization, they're going to pay for that medical problem. I'm down with that, but not down with you making millions like Deshaun Watson to sit on the bench and to dance with your girlfriend and re-injure your ACL or Achilles or whatever it was. But Yeah, what else we got here, Tom?
Well, somebody asked, the $1 million question is who would we want to see taken in the draft? And so, I'm
Are
just
you
kind of
still on your running back kick?
I am. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I like in fact, I think let me see here. Um I think it was Weston. Oh no, it was Janae Rains who said if I had to choose, get Jeremiah Love. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. But I don't
I don't love that.
I don't think that he's gonna be around by the time the Chiefs pick. So I
And
don't
I
think you
think
have
that's
to love it,
fine.
Bob.
I think that's fine because any team the where I'm at is like if they take him and he hits, okay. Like if they take him and he becomes the next LT, then damn, you did a good job. But the chances of that happening are slim to none in my book. And if you take a edge rusher, or like we don't need one at the moment, but if you take an edge rusher or an offensive tackle in the first top 15 picks over the course of their rookie deal, you save around $200 million. Whereas if you take a running back that's awesome, you save around 40 to 50 million. You see what I'm saying? Like, though you can't get edge rushers or off offensive tackles in free agency cheap. Like if they're good, you're going to be paying out the wazoo. Whereas you can get good running backs for a lot cheaper. So unless you can guarantee me Jeremiah Love is the next LT, I don't want him. I want to move up and get the best edge rusher that's proven in a 4-3. I need to put that out there. I don't want you to grab some 3-4 outside linebacker who has never edge rushed in the 4-3 because that we've already been there, FAU. Like, I want a proven 4-3 guy coming in and set the edge. Although I would take a badass defensive tackle too. Like, what better way to help Chris relax than having somebody in there who's more, more destructive at the defensive tackle spot than he is. We have to remember Omar Norman Lott's going to be coming back too. So
well, let's break this down then. Now that we all know Bobby's opinion, let's explain to him why he's wrong. So the amount of edge the amount of pass rushers that are out there that you would really want to spend a top 10 pick on. I mean, there's one out of Miami, and yes, but he's also projected third. So that's not happening.
well, I do want to trade up for an edge rusher. I've said that.
There's also one out of Clemson and another one who's projected around 10. And well, there's a D line from Clemson and an edge rusher from Auburn. I would be a little bit more privy probably to the guy from Auburn. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know a lot about all these players that I'm talking about, but I do know a lot about the teams as a whole. So that's what I'm going off of here.
Well,
I would probably go for an edge rusher from Auburn over a defensive lineman from Clemson this season. Now, in the past, that'd probably be a little bit different, but especially, that guy from Miami. Miami's killing it right now. I don't know if anybody saw that game.
Yep, Ruben Bain.
Yeah.
Right? Yep, Ruben Bain Jr. at 6'3", 275 pounds. That's the type of guy we're looking for. We're not looking for the 245, 240 guys. That's like maybe it could work in a 4-3, but Spags isn't going to play him. We see that with FAU. Although who knows? Maybe Spags gets a head coach job. I don't even know. I mean, maybe if Spags goes, there could be anything that could happen. We could go 3-4, and all of a sudden, who'd be a really good 3-4 outside linebacker?
Kedrick, who? What?
That's
Sorry.
currently
I'm reading.
Chief.
I'm reading names. I'm liking what's going on here. But
What linebacker on the Chiefs would convert to an outside edge rushing linebacker if we switch to the 3-4 today? Think about it. Good coverage, good pass rush, could it,
I mean, Bolton?
Nope. No, Bolton's definitely mid for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind
Same
of.
with Bassa. Witchy's got it.
No, okay.
Leo Chanel could definitely make that transition and be pretty fire at that position. But that's Spags isn't going to switch to the 3-4 if he stays. But that if Spags does get a job
We're
someplace else,
talking about draft picks, and you're talking about all these hypotheticals. Well, what if Spags takes a head coaching job, and then we switch our
as a
defensive
possible
scheme?
future
And what if we
conversation?
change our colors to blue? And what happens when we move over to Kansas? And no, Bob, I'm just talking about the draft, man. Calm down.
Yeah,
I'm just
dude.
naming players that are out there. I'm not going into fairy tale land yet.
Okay, so I also haven't looked into it, and guys, we are going to look into the drafts. We're going to deep dive. We're going to talk about different guys we think want to come, but we're being honest with you right now. We're not ready to do that, and that's just
I'm just taking a quick look because it is about that time where I start looking, and especially because college playoffs are going on, and that's when I do spend more time watching other teams outside of, I mean, I'm a K-State fan, EMA. I'll just let y'all know that right now.
Rock chalk.
Yeah, but I like college football. So
I know it sucked that I went there because I had to root for basketball, and I don't like basketball.
but no, looking about these guys.
KU has a championship game. It's K-State. So we won an Orange Bowl.
What do you?
KU won an Orange Bowl, one of the 4. I mean, I know it's not that way now, but one of the 4 championship games. KU has that under their belt, but K-State does not.
No, I mean, K-State has 2 Fiesta Bowls before they had to give it some stupid postseason title like KU feels so happy about. But anyways.
I love that we have some rivalry on here now because me and Buck are both KU. If Buck was MU or I was MU, it'd be perfect.
Oh, God, that'd be disgusting.
It'd be perfect for like the 3 of us, though. It'd be awesome.
But no, I'm sticking with Love. I mean, I really am. Jeremiah Love, if somebody like him can be available when the Chiefs are going to be picking, I think it's one of those things that you take a shot at. I really do. He's a difference maker. He's awesome. It's a weapon that the Chiefs haven't had. And to be able to add that to the arsenal, I think could be very impactful. I know what you're talking about with D-line and O-line, both of which very important. I would not be upset with either of those picks.
Yeah, I'm going with the smart pick.
Sure.
But if, like I said, if Love turns out to be the next big running back, which is so hard to know, but if that's the case, then I'll sit back and be like, you were right, but like.
He could. He's got some, I mean, yeah.
If you're a Brett Veach, are you going to take that chance? I mean, like, I remember when we had the first overall pick, when Andy's first year here, I was like, I wanted a star so bad. And I was so excited. I was like, is he going to take a quarterback? Is he going to take a quarterback? And it was like, if he takes a quarterback, that's the quarterback of the future. But he didn't take a quarterback, and he took a boring left tackle. But that boring left tackle, he sucked for the first year. Let's be honest. It was like a Sua Mataia thing. He got moved to right tackle. But then he became a great left tackle for years and years to come, and it really turned out to be a badass pick. It was just boring. I would say edge rusher's less boring, but I get it. Like, I mean, But I'll say at the same time, if he doesn't turn out to be a badass, Andy's not going to use him. And that's where I'm just like
he's going to use him. But, I mean, you use your top 10 pick.
I mean, Andy'd be like, well, he doesn't know the system yet.
I mean, he's a running back.
I know, it's like, you just hit that A gap or that B gap, bro. Like,
I was going to say,
that's what I
either
that's
that
what
way
I
or
say
that
about
way.
Brashard Smith, but he hasn't let him run through the tackles once, so I
don't know, man. That's the mystery that will just now watch. Smith's going to get 27 carries on Sunday. They'll be like, well, I was listening to this podcast and these guys won't stop bitching about how we're not playing Brashard Smith. So I was like, yeah, what the hell?
Dude, if Andy Reid came out and said, yeah, I was listening to my favorite podcast, Buk and Bob, then we'd never be able to change the name.
I know. I'd be like, you sons of bitches, I told you to have my name in there.
Yeah, speaking of which, chat, we are going to be going through a little bit of a rebranding process. You'll still be able to get, to any of our stuff using the old website and searching Buk and Bob, but we're kind of, we have Mel on here and now Tom's on here full time. We're kind of pigeonholed with the Buk and Bob. So if anybody has ideas, throw us some ideas, because we're thinking about doing a little bit of a change to the brand, because we're planning on going for a long time and you just never know. I mean, I could get in a car wreck tomorrow and these guys still want to take the, the podcast on, and Tom doesn't want to change his name to Bob. So, it's probably just something that, needed to happen. It probably should have happened first.
And before everybody says it, I'll just tell you right now, they already shot down 2 assholes and Tom. So.
Yep. And I was like, 1 Tom, 2 cups, but they didn't like that one either. Oh man. All right. But yeah, just a little teaser there. We'd love to hear some thoughts, because, we just want something easy. I don't think I have anything else, man. Really, I don't understand why Xavier Worthy's still playing. I mean, there's little quirks, but I mean, after the game, we'll talk about what we saw. I'm just hoping that they actually play some of the, the young guys more. I mean, Bassa, I've been talking about these rookies, and aside from Omar Norman Lott, he was coming up, but I mean, I feel like I was right where all of these rookies were a hit, and I never said they were all going to be stars, but I said they were going to be good players. And that is not the case for the majority of draft classes we've had over the last 5 years. You look at FAU, you look at Edwards. Well, Edwards-Helaire worked out for a bit. I can't really complain too much about that, but he worked out for like a year. But still, I mean, most of the time, Jared Wiley, he didn't work out and he still hasn't gotten playing time. Maybe let's get him some throws, on Sunday. Let's see what we have in real games, because lots of them, all of them have looked great in training camp and practice. Let's get them some real games. I know it's against the Raiders, but still, let's just find out what we have in some of these players, rather than, if I see, what's his name, get 7 catches on 10 targets. What's his name? Dang it, Juju. If I see Juju get 7 catches on 10 targets, I'm going to be like, why? Why?
We know what Juju does.
Yes.
We know what Juju can do.
I know you want to win the game, but let's win the game by helping ourselves for next year. And for the love of God, let's see Royals just run a route and catch a ball. I watched him kick ass all through training camp, was excited. Let's see. Josh Klofstad says potato sack races look good in practice, bro. Josh, you need to come to our next meeting so you can help us out with our name.
Good Lord.
Yeah, don't miss the next. Yep, Josh is on fire here.
He's got a good point. I mean, they're awfully similar.
All right, Tom, you got anything else? I think we're about done here, man.
I do. So the
Go.
one thing that I really wanted to bring up